can only imagine.
Fuck yourself.
Can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
Jacko better do some shit. Jacko better do some shit. Jacko don't do shit. Jacko don't do shit now. Jacko don't do shit. Jacko don't do shit. Jacko don't do shit.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Here we go. Trading up.
100.
Yes! What? Oh my Here it is! Just recorded.
The tape never lies.
Other people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort.
Keeping it 100.
Open competition. Take over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man in Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret till the Shane got some haters. But now them out stuck like the 2 and now and later. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a bar of a moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Jimmy. What we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies. The truth, you see, we laugh, we analyze. So it's like Maybelline, straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but it's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Trick Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it. 1 point, 2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100. Keeping it 100, baby.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
First never lies.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, TTNL family, what is up? I know everybody's heard the news. No, I am not okay that he's leaving Michigan. But that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about our beloved Bears and our new coach hires. And we got a surprise guest for y'all tonight. So y'all stay tuned and get ready to buckle up because these guys got a lot to say. So let me start off with bringing in the smartest man.
My college football team's got a coach. I don't know about yours, Cherie.
Your coach left you too. Hush up.
My guy retired. He didn't leave for greener pastures.
Well, anyway,
poor
let's bring
Michigan.
it Phil. I ain't got this.
One and done. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, Phil, they took my guy from me.
Oh, they took our guy.
Yeah.
Listen, there is no script on this show, so I'll just come out fucking swinging. The McCaskies are terrible at owning a franchise, and that is the truth. They could be nice. You motherfuckers could love them in the parking lot. But we're living in a freaking world of sheer, utter nonsense. There are people that have never played football, never coached it, never been around it.
I'm just a fan. I'm not a...
Never watched a goddamn moment of tape. Never wanted to learn to watch tape. I got my fantasy lineup. I know what I'm going to do. I know it all. I know it. And they're out there fucking breaking down tape. They're breaking down quarterback. They got stats. They got 2.7 seconds versus 3.22 seconds. They got it all figured the fuck out. Nope. Fired. Why do we have an NFL? We should hire a bunch of these fucking clowns. I've never, and then to top it all off, Shane, we have the McCaskies and we have Matt Eberflus. So it's bad enough that we stayed with Eberflus, but you didn't even take a dip in the pool of Belichick, Harbaugh, and I'll put Vrabel out there.
Yeah, you have to.
Like,
you have to.
The fact that you didn't.
That's 3 upgrades.
The fact that you didn't.
3 upgrades. 3 upgrades.
3 giant upgrades. You've stayed with the worst, and you're fucking using the Falcons game as evidence to your story here. I watched the Falcons game. Let me tell you about the Falcons. They suck. That's it. That's the story. They had no identity on offense, and their defense has nobody. Nobody. They're no threat. They got a 50-year-old defensive tackle on their team. That's it. Calais Campbell. And you're bragging that you're winning these fucking games. The word of the year, D. Levine, is continuity. Continuity. There's no continuity. You fired your OC and you're panhandling to get all these people here. Okay. Here's your offensive line coach, Shane Waldron. Here you go. I've already selected them for you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what was said about that going into the interviews. Now, if they were open. Because, I mean, if you come in...
He made that point in his presser, Shane. It's scary.
Well, that's the thing. But let's just say, Phil, if you're an OC and I'm going out there and let's say I'm the GM and I really believe in the offensive line coach that's here, and I decide not to fire him, but I said, all right, I'm going to talk to Toshin.
Yeah, exactly.
And see what I can't dismiss that. I think that is probable. If Shane Waldron came in and said, listen, I understand. He's your guy.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
You could say what you want. I speak coach language. They put it in a presser. That's a boundary.
Yeah.
That's a margin.
Yeah,
you follow me? You already we already got. But your way would be the right way.
Right.
Like,
but Phil, what I
you
think
fired OC. Didn't mention anybody.
I think you're probably right, and I think somebody asked specifically about that. But I think that's them again playing politics, just like, you know, the report coming out there that Matt Eberflus was defending Justin Fields in interviews with offensive coordinators. But that does not bother me, because I know how I am. I'm going to go in there. If I'm interviewing 10 guys, they're not going to know my concrete plan.
Listen, you already jumped into the big pool of the team. I'm not here to be friends with none of you. No fans I'm talking about. Not you, Cherie. I'm not here to fucking be another fraud boys. Forget blog boys. We've gone into fraud boys. Because we aren't going to rock the boat because the fans are going to get upset. So we're going to play 50-50. No, maybe you're not going to. If you are a fan of a player, probably should leave the show now, because you're not going to like what I have to say. If you're a fan of a player, because your stats, your people, whoever the fuck, and your race cards that you're going to try to pull aren't going to be played here. It's just not. I get down with one or two things. The McCaskies, as much as I hate them, they own my soul, because my loyalty is to the Bears. So when I look at tape, look at the coaching, and I look at it without any bias. Okay, Matt Eberflus, he's saying all the right things. I love some of the intent that you came with, a culture that you want to build, a tone that you want to set, right? And then I watch the tape and none of it is meshing. So now I got to call that person out because the tape told me that. Not 3 players that said Matt Eberflus is a fucking fraud, right? The tape is telling me that. So same thing with the running back, David Montgomery, sticking my neck out there, telling you what kind of player he is. Not, oh, he's 40 times. Oh, he's not fast enough. Did you see? No. Watch a guy run with determination and pride. And then we get to the quarterback. Same thing. I've never in my life, I told Shane, have seen such manipulation and fraud and anger and ignorance than I've seen with the analysis, the paralysis of Justin Fields. And it's a shame. It's a shame. It's absolutely disgraceful. The shots that are being taken at a college kid because you're a fanboy of Justin Fields. And I will say this for the record, as I did on Adam Rank's show, on our show 100 times, you could take your Mac Jones shit and shove it up your ass. Because the reality of Mac Jones' performance in the NFL has been better than Justin, if you're looking at your stats and numbers. But the reality of football is Justin hasn't been good enough. He's inconsistent. He's consistently inconsistent. And therefore, when you look at his floor and you look at the next guy's floor in Caleb Williams, and I say, in my years of doing this, I've never seen a better one. I didn't say that about Mac Jones. In fact, Mac Jones wasn't my number 1 quarterback. Shane and I have had, why are you repeating this? Because we have deaf, dumb, and blind frauds. Trevor Lawrence was my number 1. Josh Allen was my number 1. How does that sit with you? Oh, Josh Allen. No. I'm watching Ryan Clark talk about Brock Purdy and my blood pressure is boiling. Like, these people could just say whatever the fuck they want with no consequence whatsoever. Yet Shane and Phil are saying something that you don't want to hear, and you think that we're taking a planned shot? Like there's an agenda here? I mean, come on. My agenda is for the goddamn Chicago Bears. It ain't for Mac Jones to win the Super Bowl so I can be right about him. Fuck out of here. I've never, ever threatened anybody. You come to this town, I'm going to beat your ass. I don't do that shit. But I've seen it done. Oh, yeah. And I've seen ignorance all over the place, just piling on ignorance. As a coach, I look at it through the football lens. This isn't fantasy football. How many points this guy's going to score? It is all about techniques, the mechanics, the ability to see and project someone who's going into the league. We don't have the sit-down interview. Shane has said this. I have said this. I'm pissed off because the Chicago Bears fan base is so fucking ridiculous.
That's going to make the decision, Phil. The interviews. It's not the tape.
Right.
We've said this a couple dozen times.
I will tell. I just want it on the record.
Yeah.
Justin Fields tape versus Caleb Williams tape. You want this, right? It's not even the same ballpark. It's not. Stop. I can show you, and I will. But stop being out there as a nobody. Say you're a fan. You didn't do fucking 40 hours last week watching Oklahoma tape. I know it. No one's saying you're all bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you can see the anger, the threats, the attacking, the manipulation of truth. Don't give me no fucking stat. A college kid versus an NFL guy that's been in the league for 3 going on 4 years. Please stop. Stop comparing anything. It's dumb. Take a step back. You don't need to share with me the tape or your stats. I don't even look at stats. I just throw them up there to show how ridiculous this is. It's a disgrace at this point. It's so frustrating. It's hard. You've gotten to the point where you're just attacking and threatening. It's just, you can't be a fan of the player to that extent where your bias intercepts the reality of what is being analyzed. Justin Fields' floor is here. Caleb Williams' floor is 20 stories high or 10 stories higher, 5 stories higher. It's just higher.
He's a better passer of the football day one.
Mechanics, check mark.
Release.
Decision making, check mark. Release, check mark. Feet, footwork, posture, check mark. Pocket presence, check mark. It goes down a list. So when I look at Andrew Luck and people, I know where I ranked Luck. That was so high. I knew this kid was going to succeed. Josh Allen, I got attacked by Greg Gabriel, a bunch of other people, poo-pooing my vision of where this person would go. Now, I never sat down with Josh Allen, but look what Josh Allen has become. Anybody comparing Justin Fields and Josh Allen, you've lost me at comparing. There's none. Same with the guy that's getting an MVP ballot ready. Lamar Jackson. There is zero comparisons. I'm sorry. I've seen flips people have sent me. I'll just tell you as a coach, if I'm looking at the two, I'm taking Lamar Jackson. Not system-based, just Lamar has just proven and steadily, consistently grown as a quarterback where he showcases that talent. And it's not even close. So your goal as an organization that has never had a franchise quarterback, Jay Cutler had probably the most talent I've ever seen as a Chicago Bear quarterback, even more than Justin. Right? I mean, throwing arm.
I would probably disagree with you there. I think overall, if you're just basing it on if everything hit total upside, because Jay always had the issue.
I'm saying physically.
Physically. I mean, I'd put.
If I was looking at a quarterback,
I get
Justin ahead of him. I put Jay ahead of Justin. If I'm looking at a quarterback, Jay was a better thrower of the football.
But I was talking big picture. I mean, because Jay,
big picture. 100%.
Jay, you had the questions in the locker room. Yes. You had the questions about the,
No, I'm just talking.
Do you really want it? Right.
The best talent at quarterback the Bears have had, for me, is Jay Cutler. He had everything. God made a quarterback. It was Jay. Jay didn't have it where you're saying, Shane.
Right.
Between the ears. Jay still doesn't have it there. I would love to get Jay out because he doesn't get it either. But I think that he would rather see the Bears sink. And some players feel like that. So they'll give you the misinformation. I want to see the Bears win.
William, I don't know how you can expect anybody that analyzes the draft and also happens to be Bears centric. How do you move on from the quarterback topic?
Can't. I mean, it's the most important. We got no Harbaugh. We have no Belichick.
What do we want to talk about? You want to talk about tight ends?
We have
wide
no.
receivers?
We have a head coach that we all know is going to be back here on Black Monday getting fired next year. That's how many people believe in this head coach moving forward. Oh, yeah, I believe it. I want to know. Those same ignorant meatballs, probably, that's it.
The only thing that gives me any type of hope there, Phil, is that you're not at a Tressman level of the locker room literally melting down and revolting and not giving a fuck. And the players are coming out and openly calling for how important Flus has been, and they're doing the same thing for Justin. And I tend to look at things from a little bit different angle, and when they're talking about continuity and stability, I don't think that means bringing the whole band back together. I think that is continuity and stability about your franchise moving forward in 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And to me, I think that includes a new quarterback. And that's giving you your continuity moving forward.
Listen, there is zero. It is a no-brainer. Just prepare yourself. The Chicago Bears will be on the clock, and they will be picking Caleb Williams. And that is the smart thing to do. It is the right thing to do. But also, I want to tell you on the record, I believe you're getting the better quarterback. The better quarterback. I can't sit here and be an analyst, do all the work that I do, and sit here and say, oh, let's make this convenient for the fan. I have no desire to do that. You have known every time you turn on BHL, Keepin at 100, you are going to get the truth, the passionate truth here. Is it always going to be right? No. Are all those other people going to be right all the time? No. But I will go toe-to-toe with Chase Daniels and drop him with tape, because there is no way I'm selling, okay, the best move is to go forward with Justin. It isn't the best move. If
Chase
it
Daniels was also a huge Mitch Trubisky fan.
He loved Mitch. They're doing Mitch wrong.
And yes, I understand they were teammates, but it went beyond that.
He said that 100 times.
Yeah.
Then we popped on the tape, and it's a different fucking story. Listen, I'm not even getting to the contract aspect of it. So on every level, the foundation of the talent I have not seen before. If I was going, I don't need to quote all these other GMs. I don't need to have these sources, but I've talked to Kaplan. I've talked to Cronin. I've talked to Waldman. I've talked to people. I talked to one of Justin Fields' offensive coordinators. And I'm telling you, Caleb Williams, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, can't speak higher of the kid. That's it. That's all I got to know. The talent trumps everybody. CJ Stroud, he's not in the league as Caleb. And that's only where you could start. And if you're going to sit there and say, it's a crapshoot, you got to restart. Well, CJ Stroud and the Texans are anti whatever it is you're saying, that because the Bears have a defense right now.
There was too much of an unknown for the Bears to move on from Justin. We said that.
We said that.
Here,
you planned this.
Exactly.
Right? Your GM, Shane, you and I talked last year, because I went right out there and said, if you don't do your due diligence on these quarterbacks, then you are a fraud as a GM. You're a fraud. And you agreed. So Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and guess what? Oh, 1 week later, Jackal pulls the soundbite of Ryan Poles saying, we have to do our due diligence. We have it lined up. And then you knew, okay, these guys are being transparent and they're right. And you got to do that. Were they posturing? No, they went out there, looked at Bryce Young, looked at CJ Stroud, looked at Levis, looked at them all, right? And they decided, let's give Justin another year to see what he can do. And he regressed. I will battle anyone. There's not improvement on this tape. He regressed. Anybody that's a patron with any balls, no matter what they decide, I love Justin. We all want Justin to succeed. We wanted that. This was the plan. This is where you
remove the analysis and everything. We do this here because we're Bears fans first and foremost. Of course, we want what's best. You know, I forget who it was. Somebody Phil's just drinking the Kool-Aid. I mean, what a dumb fucking comment. There's no fucking Kool-Aid, guys. We're not making shit. We're telling you what we see. We want what is best for the Bears. And
this
again, when we have our round table, on the round table, yeah, bring him on there.
Bring.
And you know what he's gonna say? Oh, he's Lamar. He's gonna bring Super Bowls. Marvin Harrison Jr. Got to give him more weapons. How many fucking weapons did he have at Ohio State? Did he have any elite wide receivers? Did he have elite offensive linemen? Did he have good, consistent coaching there? And guess what? We broke down the tape, and there was legitimate concerns there away from us. We brought in a quarterback coach, showed where there was concerns moving forward with Justin, and guess what? We're in year 3 going into year 4, and there's still the same. Oh, we're going to fix that out. I'm seeing people, listen, I'm not a Getsy guy, but I'm reading people saying on Twitter, Luke Getsy can't scheme a guy open for his life. What are we?
And we've shown it
You're
over
making
and
that
over.
Up.
You're making it up.
Is he great at it? No. But you can't sit here with an open mind and tell me if you're watching anything on tape or just watching the game itself and say that Luke Getsy can't scheme a guy open when he has. We've showed you where people have been open and Justin will not rip it. We've shown you when he's schemed guys open, Justin has thrown the ball and they've dropped the football. There's that there also. It's wild inconsistency. And people think if you bring in Marvin Harrison Jr., that's just going to be the magic elixir. Shane Waldron, that's going to be the magic elixir with a guy going into year 4. It's a big mistake. And they're not doing it. They're not doing it.
Listen,
I think Ryan Poles is going to go down without ever bringing in his own quarterback when you're at number 1.
You've been
2 years in a row.
First of all, let's go back to TTNL's point. And I'm sure Jeff McMillan, McLaughlin, Rabideau, Alex H, Bullets, any my guy Sant, any of this, Sean Stewart can quote us leading up to the draft last year when the Bears traded the pick. The first point, not the second, not the third, the first point that was made was like, okay, this is brilliant because you're protecting yourself next year, betting on Carolina or yourself to not be good, and you're going to get a high pick and a shot at getting your quarterback if Justin doesn't show growth. Here we are. Got the number fucking 1 pick with the best quarterback prospect that has come out since Andrew Luck. If you ask Trevor Lawrence or Caleb Williams, Shane, I believe John Necrone asked me last year, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, or Caleb Williams. I said Caleb Williams. If Caleb Williams was in this draft last year, I would have taken him with number
Ishmael's
one.
I've been asked this question repeatedly, and I want to answer it here live on air. What if keeping Justin means a 2024 first, 2024 second, 2025 first, 2025 second, and the best player from your trade partner? Now, let me ask you this, Ishmael.
Are you asking me or him?
I'm gonna ask him, and the chat can. Do you think that the Houston Texans would make that trade right now?
You always have a great way of.
They wouldn't make the trade right now.
Extinguishing a fire. That's my point. This crew,
and we happen to think that he's better than CJ Stroud.
Insane clown posse of getting more picks and build around Justin. They've done that. He didn't improve. You got to get a quarterback, then build around that quarterback. This quarterback needs a change of scenery. I will cheer for him. I don't dislike the guy, but
Kareem, I've never seen you say one single negative thing about Justin Fields. You just don't. You have an excuse. Your new nickname is called Excuse Slayton. That's what we're going to refer to you as. It's serious.
Goalposts are moving.
Now it's Justin Fields is throwing picks and fumbling the football in the fourth quarter because Luke Getsy's not scheming guys open. You're a patron, for Christ's sake. We've showed you fourth quarter plays from Justin with guys wide open. Come on, man. Just because you want to believe in something and you say it, put it out there in the stratosphere, does not make it true. We're showing you on tape what is there. We're not making it up.
And anybody else that falls in this line, it is okay to be a fan of a player. Okay? It is not okay to be biased to the tape. And that takes a strong character. To you, you're giving excuses. I have shown over and over and over again open receivers all over the place. To Shane's credit, how much can you blame on Getsy? I mean, these guys are getting open. Justin's not seeing it. Then it comes to Andrew Brown's offensive line excuse. The center's snapped excuse. The crowd wasn't loud enough. It was cold outside. How many other people could play?
The homeless guy on the street that you give a ham to, and he's like, "Bro, where the fuck is the bread?" You know what I mean? It's not grateful for the fucking ham.
Guy's starving. You give them a ham sandwich, and they're asking, "What? No mayo?" It's like, you're starving, bro, but you're gonna have a complaint. I don't do that. I always use Mike Glennon because I dreaded the even thought, as Shane could tell you, of Mike Glennon. But when I went to analyze his tape, I'm gonna do it thoroughly.
Guy Bill right here. Bill, go pick up your mic. I know you got one. You've been on the air with us, and just fucking drop it right back on the floor. This is your mic drop moment. This is the entire fucking point that we've repeated over and over again. There's a lot of blame to go around, and the bullshit of it's all Getsy, it's all Eberflus, and Getsy it's all Justin.
Getsy was the fall guy.
100%.
Those people that follow the NFL would know this is the way politics happen in the NFL. Excuse me. And I'm going to tell you, I wanted to read. Oh, thank you, Frank. We aren't going to play politics here. We don't have somebody above us telling us, guys, you got to watch. Nope, you can't push back. You can't push back on Herb Howard because that'll ruin the show. I don't agree with Herb. When Herb comes on, me and Herb will talk about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Still love Herb. You see the difference? I don't agree with hundreds of people that are sharing.
Herb's gonna want to talk about the quarterback. He ain't gonna want to talk about Jalen Carter. I know that.
So the reality is, this is what we do here. And I want to address this other thing, Shane. Tonight is going to be a short show, but I want to address this. We aren't in this to tear down bare content creators. That isn't it.
Never have been.
It's going to be very hard for you to hear for this. Hold on with Ed Brown because I want to read his. It's going to be very hard for you to hear this. We tear down frauds and fraudulent things that are simply not true. But if somebody has an opinion based on hard work that they brought into it, then we have a discussion about it. We analyze it. So let's get the facts straight. I don't need you to roll with TTNL. I don't. All I need to do is know that when I go to sleep at night, I kept it 100 on the truth of what is going on, and I wasn't afraid to fall victim to an audience. And that's not going to happen here. There's too many people that expect honest to goodness truth, because every radio, I mean, Cap is like, it is the craziest.
Just go back and watch our fucking draft show from the night we drafted Justin Fields.
The excitement was there.
Oh my God, it was a new
the position.
I said I feel like the Bears are the Titanic, and they've turned enough where they're gonna miss the fucking iceberg up ahead. That's where we were, guys. But you get to a certain point where you see things over and over and over again. You can want something so fucking bad, and it's not going to change. You know, and it's like being in an abusive relationship. Oh, you know, it's going to get better. 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 And then fucking 10 years go by. It's going to get better. 12 years, 15 years. It's going to get better.
Get more offensive power. Get another receiver.
And you look back at it and you're like, wow, you know what? All the signs were there. And the same people that are banging the drum for Justin Fields and want to say that it's everybody else is the issue are going to be the same fucking ones that are going to say, holy shit, how did we let Caleb Williams go to DC? How did we let him go to Washington?
Exactly.
How did we let him go to New England?
I will be in shambles if your organization is that dumb. It's a no-brainer. It's a layup with 4 seconds to go in the game, and you're up by 2 already. You don't go running out to the 3-point line at that point. Lay it in, get up by 4, and guess what? Win the fucking game.
Dante,
win the fucking game.
Caleb Williams has a slow get off. You just showed you have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
I think he's watching a sex tape for it with one of the Kardashians, and he's mixing up Caleb for somebody else. I have no idea what he's even slow get off. What is he rushing the passer now? He's a pass rusher.
I know he ain't talking about his release because his release is elite,
dude. At 18 years old, his release is 50 times what Justin Fields did as a senior in college.
It's not
a third-year pro at 18.
So I called you. I'm
cutting tape today. Shane's
I talked to Matt Waldman privately about this, and
dude,
his release is Caleb Williams' release is Aaron Rodgers like. It's that compact.
Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. Do you want that? Do you want to miss on that? No. Listen, Justin Fields, if you're building offenses and you got to build a scheme around this guy, then he ain't the one. That's it. That's it. He's not the one. Can you win with Justin Fields, Phil? Yes. You can.
Yeah, We just won
It's
5
not going to
games.
be consistent.
We
You
just
could
won
win
5 games with him this year.
And listen, 2 of these games, Tyson Bagent won. People start throwing. The Bears won how many games this year? 7. 2 of those games were a backup quarterback from a Division II school who happens to have a pretty bright future. Who I have the audio. I can play the video, but the NFL will probably fuck us. Of Chris Collinsworth panhandling what Matt Eberflus. Oh, the coach Matt Eberflus. Yes, Getsy and Matt Eberflus met with Chris Collinsworth and said, if Justin played more like Tyson, he would be where he needs to be. Yes, that happened. You still like Matt Eberflus, Fields fans? It's outrageous.
EJ, we're not saying that they wouldn't have won it with Justin. That's not what we're saying at all. We're the network that's saying that.
Not Caleb. He's not in the NFL yet, EJ.
Or yeah, whatever. But this is the thing, and I mean, people want to.
We can't say whether they would have won or not. We can't. I won't say that ever.
But the point is, Phil, like people will go back and so if they're against Caleb Williams, their narrative or however you want to phrase it, they'll go back and he can't win big games at the collegiate level against good teams, and then it's quarterback wins aren't an actual stat. Well, yes, they are, and Caleb can't do that. Then all right, if you want to play that game, then what's Justin's record as a quarterback in the NFL? Well, that's because he doesn't have weapons. He doesn't have the coaching staff. And I mean, so there's going to be a yin to the yang with it. There's something else that they can bring up that they're going to have an excuse for. End of the fucking day.
Regression, Kareem. Absolutely, he regressed. It got worse.
Adam Hogue said the same thing.
It's terrible. His mechanics, his sitting in the pocket, his falling sideways as he's throwing fades down the sideline. Why do they track outside the numbers? So when you're throwing a fade 9 route, whatever you have learned in your life of what the pattern is called for you. 9, fade, go deep, whatever term, your street ball, coach, toy, whatever. When you're playing on the field, there's numbers. See them below there? See those numbers? From that inside number, there's 12 yards of space to work with. There's plenty of space there, right? Our receiver is taught to run a fade in a certain way. Let's run towards the numbers and then bounce in the middle from the sideline to the numbers. We want to get you there and press on that corner, depending on the formation. Justin Fields in college, as well as in the NFL, throws the ball to the sideline. Go watch the Falcons game. First play of the game, wide open DJ Moore. 3 yards over the corner. DJ Moore's got to track the ball from the numbers all the way out of bounds. He catches the ball inbounds. Big play. But a real difference is a quarterback that puts that out there, receiver runs under it, walks into the end zone. That's 7 points. When your quarterback threw how many touchdowns before he got hurt? 11 or 6?
11.
And ends with 11.
No. He had 11 when he got hurt against Minnesota, and then he had
11
more the rest of the season.
And then he had 5 more the rest of the season.
Yeah, 6, I think, wasn't it? Or was it 5 more? It might have been 5. Yeah, 11 and 5.
Whatever it is, there's that in itself is regression. I'm just looking at his throwing mechanics. This is not a personal thing. You have decided to make it personal because you have defined Shane and Phil and TTNL as haters. We hate Justin. It's not fucking true.
Not true at all.
I
want what's best for the Bears.
I want the truth.
I think
The
Caleb Williams comes in day one as a more progressed passer. Is he as athletically gifted as Justin? No fucking way. Phil and I had this conversation offline today. He's not as athletically gifted. Is he athletic? Yeah, very, very much so. You know,
if we were looking at a sprinting athlete,
yeah,
okay, Justin's an A+. Caleb Williams, running athlete, is a B+ to A-. As a passer, he's an A+. Justin is a C. He's a C passer. Meanwhile, you got Ryan Clark on television bashing Brock Purdy. This world is insanity.
Well, that's the shit for
disgrace.
We get painted with the same brush, Phil, because we're not here for the fucking. Listen, we're talking about the fucking Chicago Bears, who've been about the most inept franchise. I mean, we're the Detroit Lions now.
Exactly.
The team that we used to laugh at, that's us. That's us. We're not looking for clicks here. We're talking about a team that is not good most years. You know, we're still holding on to 1985, and that's why I get so fucking
to 85 and a double doink.
Bullets texted Phil and I yesterday, and I'm like, this fucking video of this dude singing. I'm like, I fucking hate all that shit. He's like, of course you do. You're Shane, but it all goes back to the 1985 Bears and all of that bullshit that we're still holding on to. Hey, we're gonna talk about Shane Waldron, but everybody, look what he did for Geno Smith, and I'm like, that's your bar? That's where you want to go, Geno? That's what we want to do here, guys? Come on. Put your bar higher. You are gifted. You're gifted this. You're gifted this. If you're drafting, not, let's just remove it. Let's pretend like we never had the number one pick last year. You're drafting 9th this year, and Justin Fields is your quarterback. Guess who's your quarterback in 2024? Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yes, he is.
You might take a shot at a rookie in the draft, but Justin's your quarterback. This was what we talked about.
And
this is what Black Rain and
I'm on
and
air.
Every EJ,
last year
you need to hear this. We really need to hear it. This is bigger than a player, because my Sunday is ruined. And yes, the quarterback takes a lot of the blame, right? So does the coach. The coach should actually come out and say, this is on me. He has never done that. But that's a whole other story. But the quarterback's going to take a lot of the blame, right? And he gets a lot of the praise when they win, when they're good, right? That comes with the job. But I know my boy Shane Marsaw has had a lot of weeks, a lot of years of weeks.
Yeah.
Disgruntled and sad, depressed, fucking pissed off because the Bears suck.
Right. And just like
that's the end of it.
This is the game that Excuse Slayton plays. You know, you want to take the shot at the number one pick. Well, what did Joey Harrington do in Detroit when they drafted him 2nd overall? What did he do? Did they just stay with him and say, "Oh, we gotta build around Joey. We gotta give him more weapons. We gotta be 4 deep at every position for him to be him"? Is that what we need to do?
That's a great point. No.
Oh, and by the way, we got to give him. Put it this way.
What did the 49ers do? They traded Trey Lance out.
Oh my! Can you imagine if that was Chicago, Phil?
We can't do it.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
You saw it with Tyson Bagent.
Oh,
you saw it with Tyson Bagent.
That's crazy.
Tyson
Bagent.
Bagent.
It's literally the same thing. And
we couldn't even cheer for our own team, Shane.
None of us here would have drafted him over Justin. None of us would have.
I asked a former fucking NFL coach that I love and respect, what can you trade for Justin Fields? A 2nd or a 3rd, maybe. Okay. What can you trade for Caleb Williams? 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
What does that say? Are you seeing what you got in your hand? It's like the guy, he scratched off, this asshole knows that you won $1 million, right? You don't even know it yet. Hey, I'll trade you this card for that. Here, okay. No, you have been given a lottery ticket and won. Now, Caleb has to take the
we
ball.
are on record.
Football's got to happen.
We're on
Go
record
ahead.
from last year saying when we got the extra first rounder for this year. Now, can you imagine if we were actually in play for Caleb Williams next year? Let's just say that it didn't work out with Justin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on record as we're not even going to sniff number 1.
Right.
We're not even going to be in striking distance of number 1. I was on record as saying that because to me it was a pipe dream. And then, I mean, go back and look at all of the people that gave the Carolina Panthers a legitimate shot to win their division with Bryce Young because the division was down. There was a ton of people, and they were the worst team in football. We were gifted that. And we're not gonna cash in on that because Justin might figure it out. Listen, this is the way that this will work. And people can say, oh, money, you don't have to pay him for 2 more years. And that's so fucking dumb and misguided and wrong. And if you want to say that resetting the rookie quarterback clock is a non-fucking factor because like one player has won the Super Bowl, that's not the point. If you want to trade the pick, you're saying you want to build your team. You also are building your team by resetting the rookie clock with who we feel is a better passer, is a
right
better
out the gate,
right out of the gate.
Better mechanics, better thrower. Now he's got to learn.
So but just let me finish it. 4 years, $160 million is the Daniel Jones contract with $100 million, about $100 million. I think it was $96 million guaranteed. So that's going to bump up. And guess what? Mulata is not even going to accept the fucking Daniel Jones contract. Mark it down, put it in the book. I'm telling you. They're never going to but let's just say he accepts it. 4 for 160 with $100 million guaranteed. Caleb's going to come into the league with a contract that's 4 years, $38 million with $38 million guaranteed. Do you see the big difference there? Can you make improvements to your team along the way with that money? Yes, you absolutely can with a better quarterback. And I don't want to hear, well, let's just trade down and build around Justin. It's not, guys, it's
go
Houston
be the Jets. Go
Houston
be and look at the Jets.
Houston would not
be
make
the
the trade
Jets.
for CJ Stroud. And we think Caleb is better than CJ.
I know he's better than CJ. See, I don't deal with the only thing I don't know about Caleb Williams is the sit down with Phil interview with Caleb Williams. But I did talk to someone who dealt with Caleb every day of his life and had an opportunity to put him in shambles. And no, it's the opposite. I also talked to a Oregon coach as an opponent. He said, I've been doing this for 45 years, coaching college football and the NFL. I've never seen a better fucking quarterback than Caleb Williams. Put that on your show. Like, this is an offensive line coach in the mud, the dirt. He is the most competitive escape artist. He called him Houdini in the pocket with an elite release, a flick of the wrist. It's going 40 yards on a dime. Those things you just can't. I mean, we did this with Aaron Rodgers. The release is so similar. It's eerie. I'm not passing that up. Ryan Poles, if he passes it up, he is the dumbest GM in the history of the NFL. For real.
Did you know Justin has no weapons, Phil?
I'm old enough to remember how many people love Darnell Mooney.
Number one.
Now he's not. He's terrible.
Remember Claudio and oh no, he's a number one.
I remember one. I remember all of these.
Nobody remembers when we added DJ Moore last year, and everyone's
DJ
like, "Oh
Moore,
my
no,
God,
he's not good."
He's not top 20. He's not
he's
top.
He's not a number one.
Top 10.
He's not a number one.
But then there's the people like, "Oh man, can you imagine Darnell Mooney with DJ Moore? Oh shit, this is about to get crazy. This is about to get crazy." But Cole Kmet's improved every year, and I know that Phil hasn't been a fan, but Phil, if you listen, which you probably have not, because a lot of people have hearing problems.
Yeah, they do.
Phil started to praise Kmet a little bit, and that's fine. We were on opposite ends of the spectrum with that. I would have re-signed Cole. Phil wouldn't have, but it is.
I
would
have waited for this season. Now he's earned another contract. To me, based on he improved.
So let's just do this. Put in the chat. Is who is comfortable giving Justin Fields 4 years, $160 million to this. $100 million guaranteed?
EJ better be on the round table too, because that's my guy. I love EJ, but I want to hear his thought. E90M3 Zach. What $1 now? Watch Waldman's breakdown of Caleb, and I'm pumped. I can't wait for you to watch the live breakdown on Draft Mob. I'm working on it because I'm going deep. I'm going to when he took over at Oklahoma, then USC, then I'm going to show you a little of Justin Fields in college and show you the difference. And it's like my grandmother can see the difference. My mom is 83 years old. She can tell which quarterback would be beneficial for the Chicago Bears. Let's get through a couple of these and then bring out our guest and talk more about.
We haven't even promoted our guest, but
it's a surprise. Sharice said there was a surprise. There's a rumor that the OC, GM, head coach have the same name. It's not a rumor. It's actually true. On TTNL, we keep it 100. Trace Armstrong, former Bear. He is their agent. So, yes, the OC, the GM, the head coach all seem. So, I guess Kevin Warren should be Trace Armstrong should be Kevin Warren. Then they all can piss in a pot and have a fun time as they fuck this up. They've already fucked us with the coach. I'm telling you right now. Anyone who disagrees with you is a clown. That's why I label Gabriel. Oh. Gary, $2. If the Bears don't draft Caleb, Poles is done. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Jay Grizz is a fan of the other network. That's just who he is. That's fine. Good luck to him. Thanks for watching, Jay Grizz.
Thanks for watching, Jay. What are your thoughts on Chris Harris? To be honest, I didn't even know he was a coach.
Yeah, he's been a coach. He's bounced around a little. I'm intrigued by it. At the end of the day, it's still going to be Flus's defense. This is the thing, guys, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, and I do kind of laugh. I've had so many DMs and text messages and things sent to me wanting to know. I mean, who honestly can sit down and know what the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator is going to do? The defensive coordinator is coming into a very good Well, he's coming into a good position on the defense.
A good positive personnel, but he's not going to be calling plays. You're just a piece mark. You're a coach on the team. You're going to help the head coach. Maybe he gives him more, but to Shane's point, I've said this to Shane on the phone today. Do I know about Shane Waldron? No.
He wasn't my top. He wasn't my Clint Kubiak was my top guy.
Yeah,
and then
I would have.
My next guy would have been probably Robinson, even over Waldron. But I think that they're interested in getting a guy here with legitimate play calling experience. I think that was a big part of what they wanted.
This offseason, I can have a better. I'm so involved in the quarterback that we would be lying to you. Oh, Shane Waldron, that's a great hire. He's going to really work with those. I don't know fucking nothing
People
about
said
this
the same
guy.
thing about Luke Getzey.
I laugh at these
underrated.
people.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
I see these people.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great hire, Cherie. The Bears did it, baby. You watch Shane. You don't know dick about Shane Waldron. You've been eating fucking microwave popcorn and fucking Pizza Hut all fucking off season. You don't know anything about him, but he's a great, and that's what they're selling because they just want clicks. Show your fucking highlight film. I'll give you an opinion. I'll watch all of Seattle's offensive play calling this past year as we move later in the offseason. I have a better. This is who I hope Shane Waldron's this. I hope he's not that. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to anybody. Say, yeah, I love the hire. I would have been with Shane. I thought Kubiak, his dad, the understanding of that kind of relationship as a play caller in Kyle Shanahan, who anybody that knows anything knows that's the offense that I run. That's the offense that I believe in, what they do there. And I would hope that. Now, I know there's some crossover here with Waldron. We'll see. But I'm never going to lie to you as an audience. Ever. So I can't tell you that. All I've been doing is working on the Bears and the quarterback position for TTNL and our draft coverage, and it's already a layup. Spoiler alert. Caleb Williams is the selection come first pick, first round, no brainer, slam dunk. The Bears have finally done it. They got a franchise changing passer of the football. That's what you do.
Yeah, but if you have any questions, two of the guys that I respect most when it comes to quarterback play are Matt Waldman and
Mark
Schofield. Mark Schofield. They just did
friends of the show.
Yeah, they just did a boiler room episode breaking down Caleb Williams and
we share that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
TTNL.
They're going to show you some things that can
stuff.
They put up clips from the Notre Dame game, things that concerned them, and at the end of the show, they both tell you clearly, far and away, their QB1, and right at the very end of the show, you know, Schofield said yes, he's wildly talented, and situation is going to matter, you know, where they go. You don't want to send them to a toxic environment. And Waldman said, is Chicago that environment where you don't want to send him? And Schofield said, no, I don't think that's he wasn't against him coming to Chicago, I should say.
That's good. That's what we're doing.
Right.
We're preparing a fan base to be mature football fanatics. I know that might sound crazy to somebody, but if you're going to fucking bring negative energy towards, and I'm a big believer of this, because your guy isn't the guy anymore. We saw it a lot with Mitch Trubisky. Well, I'm going to root for Mitch no matter what. I'm not even cheering for the Bears. You're not a fucking fan of the Bears. You don't live and die. I live and die with this shit. It drives me insane, the McCaskies. I've been lucky enough to have people in my life like Jim Larison and Kerry Franklin and Shane Marsaw and Christopher Jackal, that I've been put in positions where I'm around the Chicago Bears organization, Brian Perez, even with my hat, being around and seeing the Chicago Bears function as a franchise is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's you can't even believe it. If they were a store, it would be a tag sale. It's atrocious. But there's the fucking product, the city, the uniform, the history is so amazing, and it's so good that's what keeps you here. They've just neglected it. They've neglected it. And they did it again with the coach. And I'll be the one to tell you that Kevin Warren was against Eberflus staying. But he gave his GM the guy. Okay, this is yours. You live and die with this fucking guy then. The Sears of NFL. Exactly. More like the fucking Kmart. Because they folded before Sears. That's where we've been. And you can't fuck this up. And you fans have to come from more of an educated play. And I promise you, watch Matt Waldman and our guy. Both I love Mark and Matt as talent evaluators. And
they're going to be on here.
They'll be on.
Season. Absolutely.
But I promise you, if you become a patron, there will be you pick the game. I talked to Shane.
Yeah, right there. Old Ray's asking. Yeah, Ray, they will. They're not on there.
Oh my God.
We haven't done it
yet. We are going to do multiple shows on Caleb Williams because it's the layup. Yeah. We will do the other quarterbacks. Yes. But we're going to give patrons, you pick the game. You pick the game. And we will go live with the all 22, the coach's tape of Caleb Williams. We'll do it twice.
I know one patron that's coming on is my guy Kareem Slayton.
Yes, he will come on.
We're gonna get him a link, and he's gonna come on when we're breaking this down, and when we're showing Justin tape from college and from the NFL versus Caleb. We want your reaction.
Yeah, let's not pretend and hide. A lot of these guys don't.
Well, the fucking wind shear that day. I was looking back on my iPhone 6, and the fucking wind shear was nuts that day.
Speaking of nuts, are we nuts to have this guy coming back on a? Yes. He's been waiting patiently.
Just give an Easter egg.
He's just fucking eating everything in the fucking green room. He's loving the spread.
We do have a little breaking news first, though.
Okay, we have breaking news.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
Look at this guy.
There he is. He's doing
Boys.
Speaking of shitty quarterbacks.
Hey, it's Mitch Trubisky. What's going on, guys? How we doing?
There he is.
We had to pull the okey doke, and I did the Angelo drop, and people are like, Cherie was ripping shit off her wall.
She turned off their camera. She was ready to go home.
Hacking. She's going on vacation.
It's like, if this is Angelo or Greg Braggs, fuck this. I'm going to Cancun.
Greg's going through it right now, so let's be nice to Greg. He almost went to go buy a new dog yesterday, from what it sounded like.
Why? What happened with Greg?
It's been a wild day on
Twitter. Him and Herb got into it, and it just speaks to the temperament of Bears fans.
Him and who?
Herb Howard.
Yeah. Oh my God, I have no idea. I'm not even trying to start. Shane hasn't kept me updated. I was at speed camp tonight.
I don't even listen. I dropped some. Jackal knows I drop a couple GIFs here and there on Twitter. It's so fucking toxic. I mean,
it's
hard
getting
enough dealing
toxic.
with the fucking. It's hard enough dealing with the comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
Too. I love our fans. I really do.
Oh, I do too.
I'm gonna get rid of anybody on my Facebook account that's being a douche, like ignorant dude. I can't do it.
It's okay not to like the. You can
I emailed
like Justin Fields.
I emailed Meta and thanked them for banning my Facebook. For no reason.
I'm looking at guys. I'm like, what the. are you talking about? Like, oh, people that I like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have zero. I already know you as a football person. You have no ability to comment on this, but you are. And it's regurgitating some other bullshit because you haven't done the work to come up with this.
But
So
I would like
just
to say, though, Phil,
recycle the stat. Anyway, I'm excited that you're here. I'm sorry.
I just, to speak to that, though, somebody that watches your film and gains insight and knowledge from doing some, I mean, that's how you would study and learn, is by listening to you, or if you go to somewhere else and watch Waldman and the boys do their things, you can formulate an opinion, right?
Yeah.
So if you tend to not agree with someone, that's okay. God damn it, it's okay to not be the same as somebody and just feel the same way as everybody else. But if they don't, you don't have to insult them. Break it down to the nuances. Now we're talking about the color of somebody's skin because of Caleb Williams versus Justin Fields. And
the shade of their skin. Yeah. I mean, that was
that's
which quarterback has lighter? I'm like, are you? That's when I saw that shit. I'm like, I just like fucking close Twitter. I'm like, fuck, this fucking crazy.
It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. When you take shots at a young kid that's coming out of college and you're projecting him, I always use, and I'm sorry, I love Alan Bratcher, and I know he's probably saying this tongue in cheek at the time, but it got me fired up. Arch Manning is our next quarterback. And it's just that kind of level of surface level of when you put all this time and energy into doing, and it goes to the patrons too. Like, are you not fucking paying attention? Like, do you not know the mission statement of TTNL? Are you going to just fraudulently believe some asshole who's threatening to fight us and beat us up? And because we're not in Chicago, we're not qualified. Does that make sense to you? Then you shouldn't be watching this, because that's
the shit. To Jackal's point, but that's what pisses me off. And I will debate anybody, and I don't give a shit if you have a difference of opinion. I'm still going to speak. I'm going to speak my opinion no matter what. I think people know me well enough at this point. But what pisses me off, where I take it personal, is we do this open show. This is open to everybody. I get it. Mm-hmm. But when Phil and I started this in 2020, and then we started the Patreon, I believe it was in October of the same year. So we've had people that have been with us from fucking Jump Street, and right now, because of this quarterback debate, are saying that we're pushing fucking narratives and looking for we've never fucking done that. If Caleb Williams looked like Joe Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut, and was a big time quarterback, I could give two fucks. Draft him. I don't give a shit if my quarterback is black, white, purple, orange, just as long as he's not from Michigan.
Sorry,
you're a JJ McCarthy fan.
She's on mute. She's on mute.
She's on mute. She's in Cancun already.
I was trying to wake you up back there. You were folding your socks, packing. I didn't want you to
get her bathing suits ready.
Just to kind of,
I saw bottoms too. There were no
not to push the race narrative, but just to touch on something, because I see a lot of people in the chat are actually shocked that complexion is a thing. It is a thing in the Black community. It was a thing called the paper bag test, for those of you that aren't aware. So it is a thing. It's ridiculous that that's the standard that they're going to, but it is a thing within the Black community of comparing complexion basing that on how Black you are. Just so put that out there. But it's ridiculous.
A better quarterback. I mean, that's like
it's ridiculous. Crazy. I agree. The comparisons are ridiculous, but it is a thing. Black people get sensitive about it. Just letting y'all know, it is a sensitivity issue when it comes to complexion in the Black community.
I just want to address hands down $9.99. First of all, thank you. Obviously, I love you, bro. But this QB situation, and I just gotta tell you, it is getting underneath my skin. If you can't tell, I don't know what I'm ready to rock and I told Shane I'm going fucking.
I think we have to change our viewpoint on it, Phil.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna relish it. I'm thankful that we're in this position to have to be
I
talking
am
about this.
totally there.
Because if we were at 2, or if we were at 3, or if we were at 9, we wouldn't have this choice. I believe Caleb Williams is our best option to get where we need to go moving forward at quarterback. And we have that ability. We have that ability. Exactly. And if I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong. And that there'll be some asshole that'll come out in 2 years if he busts out, oh, this motherfucker like Caleb Williams, fuck him. And I'm going to go watch, whatever. Go. That's fine, dude. I can give 2 shits. I've been right on a lot of shit.
Yeah,
you
ain't
have. Praising me for that.
They don't. No one does that. No one does
bet
that.
250.
I shouldn't say no one. There are some fucking great human beings. There are people that give me hope. That's the only. Honestly, I'll be honest. I was at the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I even want to do this shit no more. The Bears don't give a fuck. Fans don't give a fuck. They just want to fucking fall victim to negligence and manipulation. And I have been the voice of the fan. I have been always telling the truth. When Shane showed me this narrative shit, no. You know who's got a narrative? Someone who's saying, where are you right now? Well, I'm 50% Justin, and that's a fucking narrative, dude. That's a fraud. The Chicago Bears know what they're doing right now. Trust me. They know. They want to check one more box. But they know what they're doing. That's the truth. These people sitting on a fucking... So I love the fact that someone wants to debate, but when you're talking out of your ass in regards to color of skin, talking about some kid in college, he's a diva, he's a pussy, he hasn't done shit, hasn't won a national championship, hasn't done this, hasn't done that, and at the same time, you're not looking at the other side of a 3-year veteran who has won how many games in the NFL? 10? What's his record in the NFL?
Eberflus?
No, Justin.
Justin
has won how many games?
I don't know. Somebody.
They're just not doing the same thing.
Excuse me.
I'd never look.
I'm a quarterback. Yeah. Win-loss is a team sport. So when someone throws Caleb, well, look at this. He hasn't won this. And then they're not doing the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't do that. How many games do they win in college? I don't do that. That's not even on my fucking...
They even changed that shit. I had somebody send me a DM and said, he never plays good against top teams. And I said, did you watch the Washington game? I mean, I'm just throwing that. They were just in the national championship game against Michigan. Exactly. So they weren't good.
So
I mean, I saw a shitty
record.
I saw him play. I saw him throw 3 interceptions against a fucking shitty team. Right?
They have a good safety at Notre Dame.
You know what I mean.
So that's the thing. So I'm just trying to say this clear. So when someone is negligent or negatively coming at me, well, Caleb Williams, who's in college, by the way, is playing college football, preparing for the NFL. He's the best I've seen. And you throw a record at me. He hasn't won this. That's the point.
Wait till the stories come out when they see how much NIL money Caleb Williams gave away to teammates that didn't get any. Wait till that
story comes out.
Because it will come out because it's 100% fact. Wait till that comes out.
It's the truth. And then my point is, I'm not going to turn around and say, thank you, whoever got the stat. Well, Justin won 10 games in the NFL out of 28. What do you say? Because I don't use those wins and losses as a fact of quarterback play. I use the tape. So that's why I'm not going to go back and forth with the people on Facebook or Instagram that continue to just be fraudulent. I will ask Noel Padilla to come on here and debate his topics there, because what you're putting out in the universe
90%
is
of
ignorance.
people, 90% of people that get obnoxious and go crazy like that won't put their face out there and have a take. They don't want to come on and talk about. So it's like, oh my, my battery's not.
That was
charged.
Chubbs.
Chubbs is full on board with Caleb. He said he's going to be pissed if they don't draft Caleb.
If the Bears don't draft, yes, we answered that one.
If he hits, yeah, he's done.
Ed Brown, $4.99.
What would you do as an owner if you're George McCaskey? Let's just say,
let's go
just say
here.
You skip Caleb and you trade down, and let's just say it doesn't work out with Justin when you unlock him with Marvin Harrison Jr. because you can't find a wide receiver anywhere else in the fucking draft. I mean, clear it's got to be Marvin. It can't be Malik Neighbors. It can't be Rome Odunze. It can't be a guy in the fucking 5th round like Stephon Diggs. It can't be a guy at the end of the first round like DJ Moore. Yeah, exactly. This
Romeo.
People are falling in love and just thinking that it's gonna.
Just think it's one man show.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Odunze is just as good a weapon.
I have a separation there, but the people that are saying, "Oh, let's draft Caleb and then let's give up all these draft assets to go up and get Marvin Harrison." There's no fucking way. There's not that much of a separation between Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors and Roman Dunze and those guys to do that.
You know what the separation is, Shane? Quarterback. That's the separation. That's when you have to take that number one. That dude who put out the tweets showing you the percentage and those statistics of the first overall pick versus 2nd through 32, selecting a quarterback and then seeing the position's ability to be successful in the NFL, be a starter, win playoff games. It's clear that the number one overall has a better, I think it was 78% chance. That's a percent chance in the history of the league. That's where percentage is going to be on your side in a draft. Got to get your quarterback number one. You've been gifted this now. I'm checking off all the boxes on the tape. That goes along with the stat of selecting a quarterback. Listen, I can take my guy, Ladd McConkey, in the 3rd round, and all of a sudden, Ladd McConkey is fucking blowing up with Caleb Williams, and everyone's like, "Give me that Ladd jersey, give me that motherfucking Ladd jersey." After, we gotta get. It's the same argument we had last year. Offensive tackle, quarterback, and pass rusher.
Let me put
receiver.
This up.
I'll find you a fucking receiver.
Let me put this up from our guy Rel. I just want to address this because he's not Rel. We're not saying that Caleb is getting. We're talking about us here. We're talking about here at TTNL what we've been attacked with and DMs and just like I said, we understand that Justin and Caleb that's something that they've lived, every day of their lives with. And I'm not going to say that I know anything about that. I'm a fucking white dude from New York. I have never had to deal with that. And I have the utmost respect for anybody that has had to, but that's not what we're saying here. Phil and I have been called racist for whatever reason because we want to move off of Justin, but yet we want to draft Caleb Williams. So what you show me where that makes any sense? It doesn't make any sense at all. Last year, Phil liked Bryce Young. Guess what? He's not white. It's just this bullshit that gets pushed out there. And I told Cherie,
that's what he's addressing.
I think you were in the green room before the show started, and I'm like, I give a fuck who my quarterback is. I'm sick of losing. I want a consistent quarterback.
I just picked the
Sylvie
best. You picked
keeps
the
on
best
saying, I want
quarterback.
to ride that rocket ship with a big time quarterback. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. And people in there saying, "Oh, I'm willing to be patient." Well, no shit. You're a Bears fan. That's all you fucking got is patience.
That's all you've done.
I mean, come
It's
on, what
disgrace?
What the fuck are we doing? Then people are like, "Well, what about waiting for the best quarterback in 2025?" We ain't gonna have the number 1 pick in
And
2025.
Crapshoot again? What do you want? Rex
Everybody
Grossman?
always thinks next year's better. That is a big game in the draft world. Oh, next year's draft class at quarterback. That's to build up hype. The draft is over. Oh shit. The Todd McShay 2025 mock draft is coming out. And I'll guarantee you, out of those 32 first round picks, fucking 24 of them aren't even first rounders when they're a year early like that.
Bro, I'm just telling you, I have the utmost respect and passion and drive for my team here at TTNL because, listen, we'll root you out. People have left because they can't handle the passionate truth. They take it personally. But we're not going to be flip-flopping here. We've never hidden or had a narrative or an agenda.
Pretty
There's
fucking rare, and Cherie and Jackal have been here long enough that they know. It's pretty fucking rare that Phil, myself, and Cars are all in 100% agreement on a fucking draft prospect. We weren't last year. I know Jackal's welcoming him back, but he's on mute when he was talking there.
Doesn't happen often, is what I said.
Phil liked Bryce Young last year, not over Justin Fields, by the way, because I know that's going to show up in the comments. I'm an Alabama
Shane
fan.
Put me to
right.
It's on. I think Bullets or somebody clipped it. Maybe it's Caden. The reality of Phil. Would you take Bryce Young over Justin Fields right now? No. We got to see what you got to give it another year. And the caveat, the whole thing, excepting for me as the coach, as Shane put me in that corner. Nobody puts Phil in that corner, but Shane did.
Baby in that corner.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, but you're going to get a first-round pick with the chance that you can get your guy next year if Justin fails. However, it's a chance. Well, Ryan Poles did exactly what Shane and Cars put me in the corner. And as the coach, I decided, yes, let's give Justin another year. See what he does. Let's see how he handles Getsy's offense. Getsy, my God, we're lucky to have him. He's going to be the next head coach. I heard all of that shit. All of those same people are the ones blaming Getsy for not getting, and it's not even true. Getsy's a scapegoat. Did I like Getsy as the offensive coordinator? Situationally, no. But I thought the guy was improving down the stretch, to be honest. And Justin wasn't. It's not even debatable. I will go toe-to-toe with Mr. Chase Daniels and his agenda and narrative. It's just not. What are you looking at?
Gotta take that S off.
Daniel. Sorry, Chase. Like, what are you even looking at, bro? Like, the mechanics. I know our guy, Eric Kramer, apparently went out there today and said,
Bo Nix, yeah, no.
Oh.
But he said something about Justin Fields played like a high school quarterback this year. Inconsistent and is scared to make big play. Listen, I saw inconsistent ability and inconsistency all over the tape. Mechanics. What do you think I'm coming on here to bash Justin? I want to come out here and be like, we are set, baby. We don't. He's not the guy. He needs a fresh start. He does. He's tired of Chicago and the spotlight. It isn't for everybody.
Yeah, nobody knows. We don't know
Caleb
if
Williams.
Justin may want a fresh start someplace else.
I believe he does, man. I know
his agent David Mulata. I could see that,
and he needs it because I think it'll help him. It'll help us. But again, you can't be those Mitch Trubisky fan. Watch. Oh, I don't have Phil. You want to trade Justin today? Yup. What are we getting? Tell me what we're getting. I don't know what I'm getting. Pittsburgh could come in and say, we'll give you a first round pick, 21. Shane put this perfectly. Maybe Atlanta wants to give you their second. Well, Pittsburgh wants to give us 21. Now you've put in people in positions. Well, we'll give you our second and next year's second. Oh, they're giving us two twos. Now Pittsburgh's, you know what? We'll give you a 1 and a 4 this year. Okay, I'm taking that. Now, that's how this game is played with the most important position in all of sports. Yes, it's the truth. I saw somebody these guys saying it's the most important position. Sorry, it ain't a fucking soccer midfielder. Mbappe or any fucking other position in any other sport. Quarterback is the most important. Why the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. It ain't Taylor Swift.
We're going in the chat, Phil. Do you think that plays a part into it? 6'1", 210, 215? Does that make you at all nervous?
I was fine with Bryce Young at 5'11".
I know. Just
fucking whoever is talking about Caleb Williams' size clearly has an agenda. Because if you watch the tape, he's trucking over linebackers and anybody else and defensive tackles. There's a play that I'll show you where
low center of gravity.
He drops his fucking shoulder into this defensive tackle from TCU, who's about 325, I checked, and drives his ass for 3 yards to get a first down into a This dude's size is not even a concern. I can't even believe it's even a discussion. That's just ignorance and ridiculous. You have no football acumen. If you
talked about Kenny Pickett's hands, I mean, they talk about everything when it comes to, you know what I mean? It's just
honestly, have you ever watched a Caleb Williams game, Shane? And we're like, oh, this guy, he looks too small.
No,
never.
No,
I never said he looked big out there. I'll be honest. Never said that.
Yeah, it's just they're looking for things to. Yeah. Now, I had a problem with it with Bryce. That was a concern of mine. The slight frame. When you look at Bryce Young versus Caleb Williams, it's not even. He's 225 pounds.
His one leg is the size of Bryce Young. I mean, he does have a thick trunk. Like he's a big. He's built for.
Bryce did. Yeah.
Bryce also fucking threw down against the Packers. If you watch that game, and our quarterback didn't, right? So is that up for a debate too? Yeah. We're going to throw those? No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bears fans have never seen a great QB in a Bears uniform. Therefore, we see Fields flashes, and we freak out. Great character, but exactly. $4.99 from Ed Brown.
Yeah, we're going to start ripping through these now because we're
Shane called that. Like, you don't win. What Kurt Warner said it.
You can't live in the wows.
You can't live in the wows.
You have to be consistent.
You're going to have to live in the pocket. I'm sorry.
Continuity, guys.
Phil, we're going to put up all I would say is we're going to put some things up in the quick game, Phil. You and I talked about it today. Yeah. Just like simple throws to the flat. Just to show you where
Oklahoma, I've already clipped.
Like blow your mind the difference.
It's not even close.
And that's going to be a big part of this game. The depth of drop under Getsy is like 9.06. I could be off on my decimals a little bit, but under Waldron, it's like in the low 7s. So the quick game is going to be a big part of this. And Justin struggled.
None quicker than Caleb.
And I know there's going to be somebody, oh my God, he's getting blown up. Yes, there has been plays where he's blown up off the start. And there's also fucking plays where Justin's got a guy wide open in the fucking flat and he sails it 12 yards above his head.
Or waits 3 seconds
right.
and then throws it, but it's out of bounds. Based on history.
Go ahead, Tree.
I was gonna say the problem is they get caught up on those big splash plays. So he gets out of a sack and is able to make such a big play. That's what people get so hung up on. They're not looking at when we talk about consistency, we're talking about the normal everyday football plays that a quarterback should be making. He's not doing consistently. So yes, he can escape a sack better than any of them, but that's not what we want him. We don't want him to just be able to do that. We want him to be able to make the simple stuff.
Right.
So,
based on the Bears' history, I have zero confidence Poles will make the right choice and draft Caleb. They'll say it's because Fields' work ethic and locker room. Mike, $4.99. Failure.
So let me ask you, Phil.
Epic.
Yeah, no, to your point, to that question. Thank you, Mike. For the one pick, and you do get a slew. Say they do go that route with the slew of picks, and they just Shane's drinking bleach, and we're going down the drain, and everyone is we're having a tough time. There's no way you feel that Poles can bring in some talent to make this team more competitive and stronger on both sides of the ball.
I think you can bring in a team, and I think you can bring in guys and make the overall team better. Yeah. And what is it at the end of the day? It's a fucking quarterback league.
Yeah. You're only going to get just
you got to have your quarterback.
Take you.
You got to have your quarterback.
Yeah.
I'll just let Shane see it.
Yeah.
Ryan Cox. Phil nailed it when he said Justin Fields throws like a shortstop. The elbow and that motion hinders these short and intermediate throws. Thank you, Ryan. And I appreciate the compliment there. I don't manipulate
second
the
baseman.
tape.
That's where Mookie plays.
Isaac Siegel, $20. Come on. Thank you, Isaac, man. I appreciate you. It's like Stockholm syndrome with the QBs. We're so used to getting emotionally and mentally hurt by the QB. Now that we have one that is better, fans make excuses to justify what he can or can't do. There is better here in Caleb. Absolutely. If Justin, if Mitch, if Jay Cutler was playing to a level of consistent, competitive delivery of the football, and it was on the receivers dropping, and it was that, I would be the first guy doing it. I have no I know that I'd be that. I'd be showing you it over and over. Oh yeah, you're gonna say this about the quarterback? Let's look at this tape. It's the other way around. Meanwhile, your arguments and all of the bullshit that you pull don't stand up. Don't stand up because I got you, Shane. Because Jordan Love's out there with Bo Melton. What round out of Rutgers? I believe sixth
round, I believe.
Yeah.
He's got my guy Romeo Dobbs, who I would have drafted over Bayless Jones.
Just transfer those guys here, Phil, and it would be the same thing. Well, you got to give them weapons. You got to give them weapons.
Imagine what he's got, this fucking tight end from Kraft from God knows where the fuck he's from. Fullback tight end, right? His tight end, who's the kid from Oregon, the rookie from Oregon. Then you got another tight end. I don't know. They grow tight ends there that do shit that I like.
Iowa.
Yin and the yang.
So
down.
Your talent around just not one of those receivers is better than DJ Moore. And as to Shane's point, my last point here, I was very hard on, and rightfully so, on Cole Kmet. And Cole Kmet worked on his route running and effort. Now, I believe he could drop his pads more, and there's things he could work on, but there's no doubt that he improved. It's there on the tape, so that's all I could ever want from him. Go ahead, Shane. You got.
So our guy Rel is back 499. So if Caleb is better than CJ, we should be in the playoffs, win a playoff game, right? Yeah, listen. I think that the Bears absolutely should be. I don't give a shit if it's a rookie quarterback.
I told Tate.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah,
if
you're fighting.
Caleb gets drafted next year.
It doesn't.
We're winning 9 games or more, but we're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, but
I believe that.
This is the thing. You can't come out and say, "Well, CJ had this, so Caleb needs to do that." Everything is different. If you want
every game is different.
If you want to get right down, he's playing in a controlled environment most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the Bears quarterback, it could be, the environment, the fucking wind, the snow, all of those things are 100% factors. But yes, 100%, I believe the Bears should be fighting for a playoff spot or get into the playoffs next year.
They
100%.
have.
I said 7 wins for the Bears this year. People got pissed about it.
Won 7
games. We had Courtney on, and
should have won 9.
Courtney was like what, 3 or 4 wins for the Bears?
Yep,
this year. So
I thought 8 games they were going to win, but
Oscar to 999. Thanks. I agree with you on Caleb 100%, but on Harbaugh, I disagree 100%. I think he's overrated. His ego gets in the way of long-term winning. Well, he's won everywhere.
He's never lost.
Yeah. Oscar.
I mean, he's lost. He's won championships.
Sounds like Oscar might be an Ohio State fan. That's probably.
There's got to be some story, Oscar, here. Come on.
Yeah, he doesn't say
Jim Harbaugh
in his house.
What's his record in the NFL? Like 41-14 or something.
42-13 or something like that. Yeah.
First of all, I got to shout out McAfee for defending Brock Purdy today after Ryan Clark is an embarrassment to football. He should be fired from ESPN. You have a fucking agenda. Get him off. Get him off.
That's what ESPN does.
It's a fucking joke. You're a joke, Ryan Clark. Number 1. Number 2, Ryan Clark taking shots at Jim Harbaugh. Then he flip-flops later. Where's Jim Harbaugh? National fucking champion. I'm old enough to remember everybody arguing with me in regards to this guy. And I'm talking about the panel. I'm talking about fans saying Jim is that Oscar. He is not. He is the best coach out there right now. Arguably next to Bill Belichick, you can make an argument. And the Bears didn't even sniff it.
Nope.
And I have every right as a fan that has been abused by the coaching hires alone. The safe church-going choir boys that the Chicago, he's not going to ruffle any feathers in a presser. Let's hire him. We can go down the list, but you all know Mark Trestman, Nagy, Lovey, Jaron, John Fox, Eberflus. I'm just saying, Jim Harbaugh didn't fit that description. Because Jim would tell George to go shove a fucking banana up your ass and get the hell out of this office right now. If you think I'm not going to fucking draft Caleb Williams? You fucking kidding me? I'll go out right now to the press. Guys, we're drafting Caleb. We'll see you April. That's Jim Harbaugh.
He might have said JJ. Who knows?
And we're drafting JJ in the 4th.
He's that crazy.
Oh, JJ's going round 1. I'll tell you that.
He may be a Raider.
He needs to sit. He to me, he definitely needs to sit.
1 more year. Yeah. I love the kid.
Yeah.
He just turned 21 like a couple of days ago, I think.
That kid has everything up here.
Yeah. Our guy Bill Wagner, you can't buy a Y on Wheel of Fortune, but I'd like to buy one for our new OC. Dude went to boarding school and he doesn't know how to spell Shane. He's no Jim Harbaugh. Thank you. That's right.
Well done, Bill.
Want to call me out? Spell my fucking name right. That's what I tell people all the time.
I like Bill.
Raheem 0431 499. If we draft Caleb, how long before we have the best quarterback in the division? Hey, lots of work to do. We're not in the business here of crowning people before they earn it.
Right. He's got to earn that, but it would be the best talent the Bears have ever had at quarterback. Just think about that. The game is a game of chance, irregardless.
Damn.
Did the Buffalo Bills? Oh, Josh is going to light it up. Josh had to do the work. Josh was given God's talent. And that's where you project. That's why I projected him where I did. That's why we do this stuff.
Hector Zambrano, $5. I bet Vic Fangio goes to the Chargers with Harbaugh, but he's going to end
Philly.
up. He's going to Philly. Hector
Going home to Pennsylvania.
They wanted him last year. That's where he wanted to be. Things didn't.
Family lives out there, right?
Didn't work out, so he will be the new defensive coordinator with the Philadelphia Eagles here in short order. But that will get done.
Did that presser go down today? The Eagles?
No,
they canceled it. Huh?
Oh, you mean with the head coach?
The head coach and the
oh
GM?
Yeah.
Oh, Sirianni and Roseman. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they
go.
Yeah, Sirianni got out there and they said you're gonna have a new OC and a new DC. So what do you do now? What's your role? They said that to him.
Shut the fuck up.
They fucking did. He goes, I'm the head coach, because he's a total meathead. Sirianni is.
Oh God, I gotta watch it.
Then he had to step back because he knew he was about to lose his shit, and then he went on like a 3-minute, saying, I'm part of building this culture. We got our 5 core values that we live every day by. Went on this whole thing.
Right into it.
You could tell that he was
went into the Richard Simmons 5 core values.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But Corn Planter, lots of Jackal references. I
know. How did these guys start mentioning you, Jackal? Did you let the fucking cat out of the bag?
I didn't say shit to nobody.
Are you sure?
Chris R. $4.99. Have you guys had on JT O'Sullivan, quarterback school? I think he'd be
Jackal's working on it.
Yeah,
Jackal has been working on it.
Yeah, he's been very critical of Justin, and that was another.
JT,
let's
get you on the show.
That was a bit, but Justin Fields was also his QB1 in the draft when he came out. But people don't want to talk about that.
JT has been very honest about.
Honest, depending on what side of the fence you're on. If you're a Justin Fields fan, he's a piece of shit and doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's
if you're gonna fan,
just looking for
blind.
This dude's making like over $20K a month on breaking down film on Patreon. And
really?
Yeah, you're calling him a fake ass that's trying to build narratives. Yeah, I don't think he gives a fuck about you and your 13 followers on Twitter. Calling him a piece of shit. That's just my guess.
JT, formally invite you. Would love to have you on with us because obviously we're stepping to the same beat of that music because that's where we are. Go ahead, Jay.
I am $4.99. The sad part is there's probably going to be lots of Bears fans booing Caleb at the draft and early on in the season.
That's what we're trying to listen. We're trying to fight against.
Listen, it's just like Mitch Trubisky. It's not Mitch's fault he was drafted here.
No.
And I will not be booing myself. And you want to know what, though? I always remember. I look back to the 1999 draft. The Philadelphia Eagle fans went fucking ballistic when Philadelphia at number 2 drafted a quarterback, Donovan McNabb. They fucking booed him when he took stage. He put his jersey up in the air, posing for pictures. They booed him because they all wanted Ricky Williams. Worked out pretty fucking well. Yeah. And you want to know what? All of the assholes that will be booing when he puts up 325 and 4 tutties against the Packers, they'll all be right there and being like, "Oh man, I'm kind of a dick." But it is what it is. Never gonna.
So just to kind of play devil's advocate, reverse of that, we keep Justin. Are y'all booing?
No, I would never. That's not who I am. I'm not.
I'll be booing. Yeah.
No. She's talking about during the season. You're not gonna.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I thought you meant that night. Draft night, I will be.
They'll may break the TV.
Oh, they're trading Justin before draft night.
I'm saying. Yeah. I thought that's where she was going. If they passed on Caleb and kept Justin, say they did during the season, I would never boo Justin Fields.
No,
never. Cody, we can't see your comment, man. Put it in the chat, and Cherie or Jackal will star it, and we'll don't pay your super chat again. Just put it in there, and we'll star it.
I think he might have, yeah.
Okay, if you find it, throw it
Can't see you, bro. Can't see it.
Is Caleb Williams going to be a Packers killer? No more pack crap. We'll see, man. I can't sit here and say I think he's a better passer of the football day one. So we'll see. I mean, I hope so. We owe them time to change that.
We've lost the last 11 in a row, or is it 19?
10.
10 straight. But but it's like if you can push it up to almost like 60. What is it like? Fucking, they're like.
No, it's like
over their last 60 games. It's like a ridiculous. I mean, it's horrible.
You had that graphic, and I put it on my story, and I was like, "Oh my, this is an embarrassment."
Yeah,
it's like we've lost 10 in a row, and then all of a sudden,
Wayne Bender $2. I think Barlissimo compared Caleb Williams to Johnny Manziel. Yeah, I don't agree with George there at all on that comp. I think Johnny Manziel was all hero ball all the time, like literally every single game. And Caleb has that in his game, and he will have to tone that down a little bit, but I see way too many other positives. And also Caleb Williams doesn't have the cocaine problem and all of the other issues that Johnny Manziel has come out and admitted to, but just based on the field, the comp to Johnny Manziel, I don't agree with George. I mean, I didn't agree with him on George Pickens either, but that's fine.
Our guys were comp. I'll just say it. That's fine. Comping Matt Leinart and Deshaun Watson. That's that level. It's not
his. You used the lefty one earlier. We were talking.
Caleb Williams and Johnny Man. What?
Similar size, running around.
There's no similar size.
Yeah,
there's none.
What was Johnny Manziel like? 205,
and he was
maybe 210, maybe 210.
What was
210 max? Maybe
I'm looking it up.
6'1", 210, maybe. He's no more than 210. I'll tell you that.
No,
that's the size Caleb's listed as.
But height, but not weight. He ain't.
6 feet.
Caleb's like 220 all fucking day.
Caleb Williams is 6'1" and probably 3/4 and 228 pounds.
We'll
That's
find
what he
out.
is. Oh, it'll happen at the combine. You'll see.
5'11" and 3/4 is Manziel.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't even 6 foot.
Yeah.
It's not even in the fucking.
Is that what he was at the combine?
Yes, I'm telling you, he wasn't 6 foot.
I can look it up. Yeah.
I compared Manziel to, you saw Russell Wilson. You saw the ability to elaborate, extend play, hero ball, as Shane put it.
Yeah.
But you had the cocaine. Have you watched the Manziel Netflix documentary? I mean, it is fucking nuts what he was doing.
He ran around and threw the ball up to a little guy named known as fucking
he
Mike
could be
Evans.
a bear. Mike Evans.
Yeah.
What about that? You draft.
So his official numbers from the combine were 6 foot 207. Like,
yeah,
there you go.
Like Jackal
6'1", 230 or 228 pounds was what I was told.
Caleb. And
he's almost 6'2".
215.
Almost 6'2" was what I was told. So there you go.
This draft can't come soon enough, man.
Shane, you had the picture. It's not up there anymore.
Yeah, I took it
standing
down.
next to CJ Stroud. Has Jackal not seen that? What do you think? It's like he's wearing Robert De Niro's heights.
Could be.
Let me grab it. He's a little bit closer. I mean, he does look like but he's just as big. Yeah, all day. I
got it right here.
$10. If Poles passes on Caleb Williams, it'll definitely be a gut punch for me. Justin Fields simply hasn't done enough at this point to keep him over Caleb Williams, regardless of the excuses. Totally agree, Wayne.
Like a Jimbo. Manziel lives in her neck. Go walk down the fucking street and get him on the show, Jim.
What are you fucking doing? I can't believe you haven't.
Go snort a line on his front porch and knock on the doorbell.
There you go. So CJ Stroud is 6'4", right?
6'3". He's 6'3".
And he's 6'1". There you go. I mean, what are we talking about here? And the tape never lies.
Oh.
Caleb Williams is better than everyone standing on that stage. There you go. Fuck out of here with everything. Like, get the best for once. Are you going to pass on Michael Jordan? Who did they fucking pick that team?
Sam Bowie.
You gonna
Portland.
pick Sam Bowie?
They called Bobby Knight and they said, "Well, we need a center." And he goes, "Well, then fucking play Michael Jordan at center then."
Bobby Knight, best. I love that quote. I never heard that quote before, Shane.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. But let me say this real quick before you say whatever. If you're in football and you're talking to Nick Saban, the greatest college coach of all time.
Yeah, you hear that, Cherie?
And and you say to Coach Saban, Coach, we got the first overall pick. We got this wide receiver, man. Could be a Hall of Famer. We got this quarterback. He'll shut you right down. Quarterback. What are you fucking talking about? Take a wide receiver over a quarter? It's that simple, guys. It's not hard.
The only people that are saying that are the people that want to move forward with Justin Fields.
Nick's, let me tell you a story about Kyle Shanahan, who I believe is the best coach.
Here's a comparison
in the NFL right now.
This is Bryce Young compared to CJ Stroud, just for anybody that's wondering.
Oh, you got another one.
Do we see any bit of it?
Bryce. I love
Aiden
Bryce.
Hutchinson is a monster.
Here's Kyle Shanahan's story. Asked about Justin Fields. I wouldn't take Fields if I had 32 picks in the first round, was his exact quote about Justin Fields.
Yeah, that was from Cap.
Yes.
Cap shared that.
What does that say for you?
Wow.
I wouldn't take Justin Fields if I had 32 first-round picks. He would pass him every time. He doesn't fit the offense that Shane Waldron's coming here to run. That Getsy. So what are you doing?
Cherie, can you hook a brother up in Scottsdale?
Jim, all you got to do is get your Texas A&M.
Jim and Cherie walking up to Johnny Manziel's door.
He's
like, I'm here with her.
Where's the blow at?
I'm here with her.
Jim with like a fucking floaty for the pool and a Texas A&M tank flip-flops.
Jim walk up and say, "Who the fuck are you, Caleb Williams?"
In a British accent.
Oh, that's funny. What do we got next? How many losses does it take to fire Eberflus? I can't believe they passed on Harbaugh. Ben Hooper, $4.99. Yeah, if they go out and win 6 or 7 games next year again, yeah, I think fucking he's gone. Kevin Warren will, axe him.
He will,
and that's the fucking problem that we've had with the Bears, and this is when we're talking about Caleb Williams.
Organizational.
Exactly.
Let's be proactive for once.
Right. Be a year too early franchise rather than a year too late. And the Bears
They fucked up.
A year too late would actually be an improvement for this franchise. They're like 3, 4, 5 years late.
They hung on to Matt Nagy for that final year and fucking rubbed it in our face. Remember Millhouse?
Yeah.
What was the word? What was the fucking
collaboration?
Word? Collaboration.
Really like the way that they rebounded that.
Listen, that 6-game losing streak, Jackal. They were able to get out of that.
Didn't they have 2 of those?
Yeah, it's like my kid.
They had a 14-1 with Matt.
It'd be like my son failing 6 straight math tests, and then he gets like a fucking 65 on the 7th one. I'm like, buddy, you did so good. Daddy is so proud of you.
There are parents out there that are like that. Yeah. That's the Bears. That's
the Bears fans, the grasping at any little hint of hope.
Yeah. Oh my God,
you shouldn't reprimand your son Shane for failing 6 times in a row, because that 7th one he might just get by, and then he might become fucking Einstein. Shane, let's be honest. Let's have patience. Let's build around.
Had 150 and 100.
Let's build around our fucking kid that can't count. My kid, right? Come on, Cody. Cherie.
Cody Truff.
I had the blank $5 super chat. I was trying to say that this is my first can't spell time catching you guys live. I work late nights, but I watch you guys all the time. Well,
hopefully you're working late, Shane. Don't make fun of his fucking spelling. Come on.
He's struggling with his typing, but Cody is showing us love. So
yeah,
it's proofread.
But see, Cody, you watch us guys all the time. Well, you should be watching Cherie over there.
Late nights with Cherie.
Late nights with Cody and Cherie.
Live from
Cancun. Those ain't coconuts, Cody. Hey,
those aren't pillows.
Cherie, are you going to an all-inclusive?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Do you know her at all?
Yeah,
hell yeah, she's going all-inclusive.
Cancun and all-inclusive is a given.
Be at the spa tomorrow.
It's like drafting Caleb.
I am
one.
landing with a drink in my hand.
Oh yeah.
You better have a couple before you get on.
You got to get that Coco Loco, that frozen drink.
Okay.
Try one of those for me. Let me know.
Advisable $1.99. Glad to see everyone tonight. Much love.
Thank you, Advisable. Thank you. Who else? We got Isaac Siegel. Sorry, Isaac Siegel. $5.
We're hearing the same things from you guys and Hogue and Parkins and Kaplan. And Dan Weeder should say something to fans. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what. Hearing all of us agree. Yeah,
Dan Weeder. All of us are agreeing.
Yeah, it is. It's
if me and Hogue are agreeing, it must be true.
Well, it took him longer to get here. That was the thing, and I called out Hogue and it was Adam Johns more that I called out. He went to the Caleb Williams game against Notre Dame, and then he went to the Drake May game that he played very well in. And then
is this Hogue or Johns?
Johns.
Okay.
So he went down to North Carolina. I forget who they played. They won in like double overtime. Drake May had some real big throws, and then he was pushed up, and then collectively after that, Drake May literally shit down his leg and became a different player. And I don't know, there's been a bullshit narrative out there that Caleb, after the Notre Dame game, became a different player, in a bad way.
Wrong.
But
better. It's better, actually, after the Notre Dame game. In fact, in the Notre Dame game, I'll just save it for the tape study so you can see it. But Ben Hooper, I love Ben. $9.99. I love McMahon as a kid, but I hope this isn't a repeat of 1983 where they chose Willie Gault over Dan Marino in the draft. I love you guys. Bear down. Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell people, man. That's what I'm trying to tell all our fans, anybody.
Yeah.
You have a difference of opinion. That's okay. We could debate it. Don't be
a difference. I know, and I'm not. Yeah, I know Keys guy is not, but I am not a May guy, and there probably is going to be a breakdown coming down with somebody that we all know that I don't think is going to be a May guy either at all. But I don't want to out my guy. Not DDP, but yeah. No. Be on the lookout for that one.
May's not my top two.
If the Bears draft Drake May #1 on draft night, boy, you better fucking tune into this show. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
Bleach
God.
is not safe.
Nobody's safe. Lawrence Chrisman, $5. Hey, y'all. My bro was a Justin Fields fan and didn't want to hear shit about his QB. Then I showed him your tape. Now he's a believer in TTNL, I believe is what he's saying. He's watching the shows where we break it down. Obviously, Kareem isn't. And others. I don't know where my boy EJ is, because usually he would be like, oh, shit. This Phil is breaking this down in truth. Like, there is no, I'm not taking a shot. I'm just being honest. I don't see. That's actually the worst comp I've ever heard to Caleb Williams, Johnny Manziel. I'm sorry. That's just not even true. It's like they took over Aldo's.
Hands down, 1999 had the honor of coaching 3 of my 4 boys. Ironically, all 4 of them played for a state championship, but the one boy I didn't coach actually won the state championship. Moral of the story, you just never know. Yeah.
Yes, you never do know. One thing I do know, though, is they better do the right thing at 1 and draft Caleb Williams. That's gonna be the story here at TTNL. We're not moving that meter. We will just show you the tape.
Right now,
show you the tape.
I know this isn't super chat, but we'll answer this before we bow out of here. Right now, who do you have at 9? It's hard to say. Listen, guys,
gotta see how it falls.
The names that are going to be there, you're going to be. I do not think Malik Neighbors falls to 9. I don't think the offensive tackles fall to 9. Maybe one of them does, but I think you're looking at Dallas Turner, Roma Dunze, Bowers is going to be another name. I mean,
Bowers.
Think about Caleb Williams coming into a team with a guy like Bowers or a guy like a Dunze and DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. That's a pretty fucking sweet setup, and that's not even bringing. That's not even
going
into
free agency.
Free agency, right?
And
you can
pick up a receiver there.
You could, yeah.
That could tell you the whole story. Like, we're going to get pass rusher at 9, or they're identifying a tight end. You got to open up yourself. Obviously, Tunyon's a free agent. So now your tight end room, which.
Yeah, but Tunyon's a guy that you could just. I would be all. I'm bringing back the old fella, the gray hair. I'm giving him a 1-year deal.
Mercedes?
Yeah. Because listen, I want him on around the team, even if he doesn't make your final 53. If you're in the Bowers game, let's just say, I want Brock Bowers every day around a guy like Mercedes Lewis and Cole Kmet. Yeah, I think I think things like that are important. I wouldn't be against giving Tanyan a 1-year deal. Those things you can move on from very, very easily. Is Odunze any good? Yeah, he's very, very good. I have him as wide receiver 3. Phil, you have him as wide receiver 2, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. I have Neighbors at 2.
I have Odunze wide receiver 2. I have receivers in this draft that I absolutely love.
Oh, me too.
So I don't think
you brought one up earlier. Yeah. Well, Phil and I seemingly do this every year, like a guy that neither one of us will mention to each other, and then I'll bring a name up or he'll bring it up, and I'm like, motherfucker. I think we've done it like 3 or 4 years in a row. Lad McConkey, I'd be so excited.
That's what I'm saying. Think about that. Like, even the kid from Texas, Worthy, watching his there's guys in this draft. How about Roman Wilson from the fucking Michigan? Talk about making clutch plays.
He's going to the Chargers, I heard.
I probably will. But you had your guy Burton.
I'm just upset of losing Harbaugh in Michigan as I am that the Bears didn't get him. So I lost out twice.
You did.
I'm sorry.
There's a kid from Ole Miss, Franklin.
Yeah.
I forget how to say his first name.
The
kid is more underrated.
Yeah, Tony. We're gonna have draft mob this year is gonna be bonkers. But
we're gonna have a lot.
This is a deep wide receiver room.
Deep wide receivers. You have
not room here in Chicago. I'm just saying in this draft.
Hold on, we're getting a couple more super chats. Ben Hooper, $1.99. Throwing mechanics alone. You take Caleb Williams.
Not even in the same stratosphere.
Oh, it's not. It's like watching tape of Aaron Rodgers, Dan Marino, and Pat Mahomes. So
in terms of
the quick release, the throwing motion. I sent a throw to Shane and Ryan Cox today at Oklahoma. He's 18 years old. He comes in versus Texas. They blitz him. He escapes to his right, and he anticipates this fucking throw to a receiver that's not even turned yet and is going to the route. Now it's incomplete, but the release and the angle and everything, the receiver got to get there. And I'll show you that. Like, this is at 18 at Oklahoma. Wait till you see the USC tape. And going back, you know, you look at what Justin Fields had at Ohio State. You got to stop. You got to stop it. It's like you had 6 number 1 wide receivers, counting Jameson Williams, who ended up transferring to Alabama. Let's just look at this for what it is. It's different levels.
Yeah, don't forget about my dude Thomas, though, the other wide receiver from LSU. He's going to end up going top 15 in this draft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just
got
wait.
him. You got him high.
He's going high.
All right, Brian Thomas, 6'4".
Who do we compare his ceiling to?
There is no ceiling to this guy. I don't know where it is. I can't wait to see him in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's just you're either limiting him or just purely guessing. I like the whole
his floor.
Yeah,
it's all I can talk about right now.
Yeah, to me, his floor is definitely higher than Justin day one.
Day one, he walks on the field and throws that first ball down the seam to Cole Kmet, and it hits him right in the goddamn fucking chest plate. Then everyone's like, holy fuck, this is at a different level. Oh, TTNL was right. TTNL was right. Yazir Ahmed, $4.99.
How is yeah, this is Waldman said that on that one play, he reminded him of Fran Tarkenton. He said on some of his plays, his arm velocity reminded him of Jeff Georgia. You want to talk and listen, I
that
understand.
Is a high compliment.
Well, yeah, when you're talking about arm talent, there may not have been a better person in history in terms of arm talent than Jeff George.
George could throw a fucking ball 100 yards.
Former Bear Jeff George, if you remember that. Back in the
he came out, he was all fat, smoking a cig.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jeff George.
Yeah. He was Jeff Gorge at that point.
Blake. Jeff Blake was on the team too.
Bear.
Weren't they both?
One of the best deep balls ever. Used to make it rain.
Jeff Blake was one of my. I threw the ball with Jeff Blake at Hofstra when he was at the Jets. That ball would fly up there like a punt. Motherfucker could throw it. The best, highest, it would go off the screen and come down to Pickens. Who was the other? Darnay Scott, right? Was that the other one?
Carl Pickens and Darnay Scott.
Oh my
Holy
God.
Cow. Good call.
That was fucking bombs away. Yeah. Comparing him to Manziel, sorry, George. You belong with just a fan, George, on that one. So, are you guys nervous about what polls will do, or are you confident he will move on from Fields?
My gut is 100%. Caleb
Shane has calmed me down. Cap has calmed me down. Several other people have calmed me down that asked me not to use their name, but
somebody in the chat said, what about the narrative that Caleb doesn't throw with anticipation? Obviously you have not watched anything.
No, clearly not.
Oh my God. That is that's a terrible comment. Remember DDP on Draft Mob saying Zay Flowers? Yeah, that was my number one receiver. Thank you for actually pointing out something I was right about.
Remember that, yeah.
People wanted me to switch. No, I had Zay Flowers over Mo's guy.
No, Gary, that's 100% bullshit.
Yeah,
never
100% bullshit.
That was another thing that the anti-Caleb fan base wanted to promote, just like that he's a massive diva, and that wait, like I said, we know some stories that are going to be coming out, and they'll come out.
You think he's going to take the best deal he can get guess what? You don't go fucking quarterback championship shopping at a fucking tag sale.
He did. He did take the best deal he could get last year. Now he's gonna get the quarterback that he wants at number
I'm
one.
just telling you. I think based on everyone I talked to that have calmed me down, because I hated the motherfucking keeping of Matt Eberflus. So it's hard to cheer for the Chicago Bears based on what they've done historically.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll just say this, I believe based on it's going to be a layup. Daniel Jeremiah, someone sent me that clip. It's a no-brainer. And then the other guys trying to, they got Fields there. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
On his NFL Network, I respect Daniel Jeremiah, the analyst. We don't always agree. We tend to agree a lot. So I respect him, but I respect him even more for not kowtowing to some sort of pressurized narrative. I respect all these guys. David Kaplan. I love Cap because he's fucking standing up for the truth. Let's not placate. Being a fan is short for fanatic, as Shane has pointed out. Over here, I take this as a job. People are paying for our analysis and our truth to come to fruition. I'm not a magician. I'm not cherry picking and manipulating facts and making highlight films to prove that somebody's worth something. If Justin Fields was the answer, then of course Shane would be, Cars would be all on board of trading down and accumulating more talent. The Bears have to get the best quarterback that they have ever been able to achieve or have an opportunity to get. And that's 2024 draft night with the first overall pick that you were given. You still have another number one pick too. You got two of them. You're still coming away and you're going to get the best quarterback we've seen in the last 20 years. Let's do it. Let's roll those dice. Then you're resetting and you might get some more trade stuff from another team for Justin Fields. And you wish him well. And those fans that are going to go cheer for Justin Fields, that's okay. But when you say, I'm going to root for him and I want to see the Bears suck and I'm going to boo Caleb Williams, I'm just telling you, you're not a fan of the Bears. You're just not. You need to get some positivity in your life because that's not how you do it. It's just not how you do it. I don't think Wink would come here. He doesn't fit Eberflus at all.
I think we've answered that like 37 times at this point. Yeah.
He won't come here. I personally love his aggressiveness.
Yeah, me too.
I look at him and I worry about his health. I'm just being honest. He just looks like he is unhealthy and stressed or whatever. But we will see. We will see. Boom and bust guys are not highly graded.
I think he's having a personal conversation in there. Yeah.
I hate the personal conversations.
Yeah. Well, that happens too much in our chat with people because they
come on, guys. Yeah. Pay attention. Chat with us. Christopher Jackal is back tonight. He was back. If you didn't catch him, Chris has been busting his ass coaching his kids.
Stop having kids.
Gotta stop, bro.
I am stopped. I'm done.
Okay, you've done.
Where are you?
He's done. How is everybody? How is the wifey?
Hey, are you worried about Caleb not being under center? I'm worried about it just as much as I was with Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not worried about it at all.
I just feel like you're grasping at straws, George. Or I mean, save the 2A.
I'm not worried about Caleb Williams not under center at all. I believe that Caleb Williams will do anything necessary to win a football game. We've seen that historically. One thing you can't deny is Caleb Williams' competitive spirit. Talked to 2 teammates at USC. One of them was on the Bears practice squad out of camp. His endorsement of Caleb Williams alone, he has no reason to say anything positive if he didn't want to, was enough. Hopefully I can get him to come on the show and say it. That'll be great.
That'd be cool.
But he endorsed Caleb. He endorsed him big time. Like, bro, what he does on practice fields alone just makes you just. And this guy played tackle there. So Jack will finish the rest of those books during his IA. It's all done.
I'm learned.
He had the Jim Larison bookshelf imported to his house.
Larison's passed out on the curb in front of Manziel's house at this point.
He's pissed. He couldn't get the pick me up to keep him going, so he's out.
Who the fuck is that guy? Not talking to that dude. That dude's under center out there. Fuck that.
I got Kerry.
He's under
Kerry Franklin's hooked on Suits. He's been fucking.
Oh,
we haven't even heard from him.
Don't watch the last season. It's a waste of time.
We do have beanie swag. If you want to get a beanie,
TTNLswag.com.
TTNLswag.com. I've been getting a lot of pics of people picking up their hoodies and t-shirts. They're like, fuck the Bears. I'm going to buy some TTNL swag. Maybe we could run that. Look at you guys. You're right on top of it. Cherie and Jackal are producing. We are not used to this, Shane.
I know.
Motherfucking Claudio couldn't even put up a fucking bottom scroll for us. He was so busy. But Jackal and Cherie, look at swag is open.
Nights.
It's open.
We might even give you 20% off swag because Jackal's back.
Hey, yo.
Just for that.
Saving you guys some money. You're
Where's
welcome.
Acevedo? Acevedo. Get us the 20% off swag for the next month.
30 days.
Let's give it all of February, Shane.
Yeah. The coupon code is CWQB1.
There you go. Make that happen. CWQB1.
Well done, Shane. That was pretty good.
20% off promo code for TTNL swag. Mike Breland ordered his shirt.
Got to return it and reorder it to get the 20%.
I had a bunch of I'm so sorry. A bunch of guys sending me pictures of them wearing their swag.
Yeah, well, we got a long off season.
I need that shirt. Don't go in the gun to get one. I need that shirt for a TTNL shirt. Anything else before we wrap? In a record time, we're getting out of here before 11. The goal was 10:30.
Logan late to the party again. We put the picture up. Is it
Thanks,
still there?
Logan.
I think I have it right here.
Logan.
Throw it up there.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
Shit. Wrong button.
I can't wait till he's 6'1" and 3/4.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that, Logan. Then I don't know. Will you apologize? You apologize?
Even though it's blurry, that's Caleb standing
6'3".
next to.
Yeah.
Former Chicago Bear Dante Jones said, "Tell these fans to shut the fuck up. He's all of 6'1" or more." There you go. Oklahoma linebacker Dante Jones.
Ben, we're trying to go to bed.
Ben, keep bringing us back.
I think he's a running back for the Giants that Ryan Poles will not pay to come here.
No.
Thank you.
Free agent.
Nope.
I do think the running back position in Chicago, and we'll talk about this.
It's got to be
we need somebody.
You need an explosive.
Yeah. Roshan Johnson, Pillar. I don't know what they're. Maybe
he's got a roll. He's got a roll on.
He's got a roll. Yes,
but
thank you. I totally agree. He ain't the starter.
They need
was
the kid
no
that went back to
identity.
Michigan. They need the what's his name? Who's the kid that went back to Michigan? They're running back.
Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards.
Oh,
They need a dude like that. He'd
he
be a
got
perfect
no
compliment.
fucking love
I know.
in that. After that game, he set the fucking tone. It was his 2 touchdowns. I was pissed that he didn't even get talked to. They just gave it to my guy. But
I mean, I love Blake. Don't get me wrong, but
Corum is great. But Edwards I felt like he deserved the MVP of that game. I'll be honest. I felt like he set the tone.
Wait a minute, where did that go?
Ivan, if Caleb throws for 3,750 plus yards and leads the Bears, no one will give a fuck about tiers of fucking nails or nothing.
Just let me put this up there.
Ivan's right. I totally agree with
DJ Stroud looked the same height as Bryce Young in that other picture you posted.
I don't know what they were looking at.
I have no fucking clue, Ninos.
That looks like
look at their shoulders.
You might want to get the fucking optometrist ASAP, bro.
Dude,
you think they look the same fucking height?
I think he's confusing Pickett and Young. I don't know.
Maybe your shit be having a slant. That recliner that you're
he's laying sideways on the bed watching
Holy
the
fuck,
show.
they're the same side.
he's laying. He has one of those TVs on his bed.
Yeah, he's like all kind of cozy.
He's
got
all
the
cozy and
perspective
fucking
going.
He had a brownie that was funky. And he's fucking
send that my way.
Yazir. He's not letting us go, bro.
Who is Greg Gabriel? He's been getting trolled a lot. Haven't really heard of it. He used to be the director of scouting, or was it the director of player
college
personnel?
Scouting?
Yeah,
for
the Chicago Bears. Yeah,
he was there with Jerry Angelo.
Yep.
I like Greg.
Where else did he go though? He's been around the league a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's been with Philly.
a lot.
He started with Parcells.
Yes,
he started as a scout.
Yeah, he's been in.
He worked his ass off.
He's done work with Philly. Yeah,
he was there with Jason Kelsey brought in. He was
Buffalo.
talking about the line today.
He was in the XFL there with the DC Commanders. Is that what their name was? Were they the Commanders?
Yeah, that's right. He went into the USFL.
Good call, man.
Or whoever.
Harrison,
he knows what he's talking about.
Love you all. Have a great night. Fuck Green Bay. He's running into Manziel.
Jim's like, I'm just laying down on this. Again. I'm just laying down on this fucking curb out in front of Manziel's house.
Can't believe I have service.
Now he throws. First he throws $20. Then he throws $50. Jim, I'm waiting for 100 now.
No, Jesus, no.
I'm joking.
Jesus.
Jim's updated.
You just gave a $100 bill to Manziel for something else.
Yeah.
Jim's $100 bill goes to his fucking new TV ranking, Shane. He's updated his rankings. We're going to be talking about them.
I was talking to
how many people do you have for the round table, real quick?
I got a couple of people. I know Kareem is in.
Nice.
Jared Perry, I don't know if he's.
Oh, he has to be in.
Yeah, we'll get him in there.
Jared. Go to Jared. No, you have to be in. You're
going to Jared.
Put your name and your audio to as Jared. Don't puss out. Don't puss out.
Charge your headphones.
Charge your headphones,
boy.
Jared.
That's the classic.
I can't wait to hear what Jared has to. Me and Shane are going to be moderators. We're not gonna.
In theory, we're not gonna chime in. We're gonna try our fucking best.
We're gonna try our best.
I might lose my
gotta
mind.
let them talk.
When I saw Shane Waldron and Pat McPherson for the first time, I thought the Bears hired Shane draft doctor.
Hey,
I haven't seen
a better move.
That probably would have fucking worked out a lot better.
Yeah, we'd have a playoff win quicker than what was it? 2010 was our last one.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Jim Larson, you're a son of a.
Here he goes. He's showing off.
Larson just pulled the pants down and pulled out all the guns.
Well played. I like that. Let's fucking go.
$200, Greg. I'm sorry, man. He's not talking about Green Bay there.
Nope.
Cherie loved that.
That was awesome.
That's awesome.
That's why Jim is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't pick favorites, man. Don't pick favorites.
Oh.
This game, Jim closes the show. Mike
He
V from New Haven.
Yes. Albers is Jim is flexing. No, Jim just cleaned out his couch cushions. That's why he's
Jim.
He just emptied the drink holders in his car.
Jim is going to win big money this weekend betting on these playoff games. Who doesn't love? Jim Larison is one of the greatest guys. Not because of that, just.
Yeah, Seth, we do not have a date for it yet, but it is definitely.
We are setting up the round table. If you are pro Justin Fields and you're a patron, we're doing that one first.
You have energy. We don't want you just coming here to repeat shit that we say.
Guys, I just want to say I've changed my mind about Justin
because my wife bought me a jersey.
Passion behind it.
My wife bought me.
Bring your passion.
Or I don't have an opinion either way.
Oh, yeah. I just want to win.
51% chance of
and it's okay to stick to your guns and be respectful. I mean, that's the shit that drives me crazy.
Be respectful. Come on with passion and know what you're talking about. Don't bring the stats. That's gonna lose you points.
Do the fantasy game.
Then I want the Caleb Williams or another quarterback fans. We are going to bring those like Tampa. What's my guy's name? My guy from Tampa. I know he wants to be on the round table. What's Tampa Taylor? Thank you.
Yep.
My guy.
I don't think he's got enough hair. Sorry, man.
Pro Williams side, you better have passion, understanding. Do your research, like Vic Fangio would say. All right. We've made it to 11. We're going to bounce. We want to get out of here at 11. I'm going to coach up Cole Kmet. How do you think Cole improved? It was me. Look at me out there. Held him accountable. That's what you got to do. You got to have passion. You got to have pride. Don't bring passion to a dumbass take.
Nope.
Not gonna answer that.
Nope. No.
Don't attack anybody, even if don't attack someone personal.
Can't.
Unless that dragon was fucking a goat.
Just because we mention your name, don't be soft as puppy shit.
Yes. Was negotiating.
This guy's still laughing at the money he's making. For fuck's sake. Anyway,
fuck yourself.
We will have plenty to discuss with the quarterback, receivers, defensive linemen, centers in this draft. I got a bunch of them. We got a lot of stuff to break down. We're going to have plenty of guests. I'll bring them all on. Anybody.
Coming on the plane.
So will Shane. Hopefully we can get JT.
Wow.
Sullivan, all of them. We still got Deion Miller. I haven't seen her. If you have a guest that you really want to come on here, I'll bring anybody on.
Yeah, I'll reach out.
Even if they're TTNL haters, I'll bring them on. I've seen some poor takes. I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Kane and Jackal will be throwing quarterback passes for the.
They might be in the NBA draft. Those Atoshan boys are playing basketball right
they're
now.
Playing basketball. I gotta say, I'm proud of my kids. I did not know what to expect. They go out there and they're just like lighting it up. The two of these kids,
some athletes, man.
I was proud of them. I would honestly. I told Shane I didn't know what to expect, but they go out there and they ball. Dev is down low, grabbing boards, making steals. Lefty, the hefty lefty tight end. And then Tate just runs by everybody.
Who the fuck is that?
I know.
He's the point guard.
Nope.
The only thing he doesn't do, Shane, he's on a breakaway. He'll stop and shoot. I'm like, go up for a layup. You would have had 20 points.
Use that Caleb Williams layup you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah. You got to take the layup, Tate.
High percentage.
We'll see. We'll show you some tape. Honestly, Shane's son is fucking killing it.
He is.
Dropping 31 in a 39-point game. That just shows you right there.
Yeah.
Woo. Let's just keep it 100.
Nuts Marsaw.
Seventh grade dropping points in a high school game.
He's not as much of a badass as his sister was at daycare yesterday. They got me in trouble.
Gotta end that. I told that story at this birthday party last night because I got the text.
My daughter's 2. I
thought it was hysterical. Then I find out they're all deeply religious.
The daycare my daughter goes to, there's like retired it's very structured, and they put them through classes even though she's 2, and they have like a free time or story time. And I walked in to pick her up, and 4 teachers are beelining for me immediately through the door. And I'm like, oh, because we'll just say she's not her brother. Riley is very polite, calculated.
Yeah,
she is not. So they had story time. They just started reading the story, and about 10 seconds into it, she steps up in front of the whole fucking class and she goes, "Yeah, my fucking dad already read this one." So of course I would do what any sane person would do. I'm like, well, her mother's from Europe. They have potty mouths, so I'll have to talk to her about it.
Hila, guess what?
Yeah.
Jeepers creepers.
Tell them, Maley.
All right, guys. I'm shouting out all of you tonight that came out here and supported the network. We had 600 of you strong. Please smash the like button if you're not a subscriber and you watch every week and you hate us and you comment. Subscribe. I'll answer your commentary if you're a subscriber. Cherie, please be safe. Enjoy your vacation, your much needed vacation. And I'm excited. Jackal's back.
Yes, sir.
We're going to see him more on Wednesday night. Jackal, also, I got to shout you out now that you're here helping out, getting these guests and wrangling them, getting our guy Dan Weeder. And now we got to get JT, bring her back. Get a bunch of guys. Dion Miller, I'm waiting to bring her back. Anyway, anyone that you want, guys, please let us know. Thank you all in the super chat. Jim Larison,
Johnny Manziel,
Kyler Murray,
all of you in the super chat. Thank you so much for your support. And thank all of you fans. We'll see you guys next week. And be prepared. If you're a patron, we're going to be getting down and dirty into the first tape. The first tapes of Justin Fields, the early days. We're going to continue to break that down and have a lot of guests lined up to do this and get you ready for the off season. I'll see you all next week. For Cherie, the super producer, Christopher Jackal's back.
He's back.
Thank you for coming. And the smartest man, I'm your guy, Draft Dr. Phil. We'll see you guys next time on the best coverage of the Chicago Bears on the planet. Most honest, it's the Tape Never Lies Network. Keeping it 100.
What's up, everybody? This is NFL Network's Adam Ray.
This is Olin Crooch.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is Chris Zork from your Chicago Bears.
I'm Deion Miller.
Dan Weeder.
Hey, my name is Rashad Whitfield.
I'm Courtney Cronin.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Listen to me. You want to learn football? Listen to my guys, Phil and Shane.
Shane and Phil. Shane and Phil. Oh, Phil.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network. Home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.